How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a random stream. All right. Not going to be a super long one, probably like 90 minutes, 2 hours. Going to be just talking about stuff, whatever we want to talk about. The day's events, because they keep happening. And I found myself this morning, I posted like this little clip. I was uploading the show to our podcast feed, like the audio version. So I have to go and I got to export it, turn it into an MP4 and do all the thumbnails for it, put the titles in, copy all the information, put the links, etc., etc. And I found myself watching that Scott Adams clip. I don't know, if people saw it. I was watching this clip of Scott Adams and he was talking about the FBI, the federal government, kind of putting out kind of like wanted poster type things, right? They are in an active investigation. They're trying to find as many people as humanly possible that stormed the Capitol, or quote unquote stormed the Capitol, right? So, and when he was talking about it, I got real, I guess the word for it is triggered. I got real triggered because I'm not some sort of like anarchist, like completely anti-government type of figure or type of dude. That's just not how I roll. But I do think healthy skepticism and challenging pretty much anything they do is appropriate. They have an incredible amount of power over your life, and as history has shown throughout the history of kind of formal society, of humanity, once we stopped beating rocks against cave walls, once we started forming concepts of government and society and control, government is not something that you can just carte blanche just give over your trust to, and you never should. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have appreciate it when it works well, of course, but it is incumbent on them to prove that to you. And then I see things like the FBI. Like let's go over. I think I fixed it. Last night I boomered the fucking show last night. I think it's still fixed. All right, cool. So, the FBI is looking for people, looking for information. Looking for these people. Now I'm doxing these people. And they just show you these random pictures. We don't really know anything about these people, who they are, what they were doing. Not really. Shit. You want to get real crazy? You want to get real conspiratorial? What if these are not the people? What if these are like deep fakes? You know what I'm saying? I'm joking a little bit there. But this kind of thing is precedent setting. And so this kind of stuff already goes on Twitter. Constantly. Whether it's Antifa people or it's right wingers trying to get back at Antifa or any type of thing that goes on, they try to kind of, I don't know, punish the person, I suppose, because it ends up being kind of a social castration more than it is like legal ramifications, or at least that's what they would like. That's the intended result. I would say this though, like when it comes to like kind of Antifa people, or at least what we saw going over the past year, doesn't seem like those people give a shit, and doesn't seem like they suffer very many consequences. I don't even know, not to be pedantic, but, a lot of those people just don't really have their lives together. It's not like they're out working, they're doing whatever. Like, this will be forgotten. There's no job to call. Because before the FBI even posted this notice, whatever the fuck you want to call it. People were already doing this on Twitter. They were doing it that day, that night. And the more insidious thing and the pernicious thing about that was, it was people that were just in the crowd. I don't know who the fuck those people are. I don't know what they were doing. So, because they're fucking MAGA people? That's the problem? You know? And then people were posting their work addresses and their work phone numbers. Oh, credit to them. Listen, they weren't doxing their home addresses. They were just going after their livelihoods and their reputations for being at a rally. Because that's what it was. You know, the storming of the Capitol thing, obviously not planned. But they had permits to go there. And we're going to get into that a little bit. I got some stuff we're going to talk about, we're going to look at. But this idea, this Fed posting bullshit, this fucking legitimizing and validating becoming a rat for the federal government should give you fucking pause. It should give you fucking pause. They're using this as an excuse. This thing was over in like a few hours. 5 people died. Okay? 1 person shot by the Capitol Police, security, whatever you want to call them. And then I think the other 3 were one guy fell, I believe, and then died of complications later in the hospital. And then 2 people had heart attacks. One of them had a heart attack because he tased himself in the fucking nuts. Yeah, some real fucking brainiacs storming the Capitol this past Wednesday. And then 1 was an officer. I don't know what the full context of how he died. From what I understand, he was either hit with or was hit by circumstance a fire extinguisher. Like somebody threw a fire extinguisher, ends up doming him. Those are all bad things. And I would never support that. I don't believe in political violence. I just don't. I think the people that stormed the Capitol were fucking stupid. They have done irrevocable damage. We are not coming back from this anytime soon. And what you've been seeing going on as far as they're using this as a pretext to really, really tamp down on internet freedoms. Not to mention what's coming once the Biden administration takes over with a House and Senate control. Fucking nutty. What? What are you doing, Prophet? How's the cheese cave? Oh, I know. Tell me about it. I don't have the kid today, and my wife is not home yet. Got a date night later. I figured I'd fucking, I'd just jump on for a little bit. Feeling enraged. Feeling enraged at Fed posting and people that support it. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. Anyways, I just don't so this practice of doing this and everybody's celebrating. Everybody's just, what a great thing. In the big scheme of things, and this is not whataboutism. I'm sorry. In the big scheme of things, these people took their grievances, however misguided, to the place that it belonged. They didn't fucking go destroy a neighborhood. And the damage inside the Capitol seemed like it was pretty minimal. And we don't, and so anyways, just having the FBI asking the general public through fucking Twitter, which is just a cesspool for this kind of shit, which is already the most aggressively tribal place on the fucking internet, to go find the baddies. Then what the fuck is your job? You can't do it. Maybe you should, I don't know. Maybe you should quit. Is that incompetence on your part? I know it's common practice to have wanted posters and yada 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 with the FBI, and they're always looking for information. I get you. I don't believe that they really need it in this case. They were in DC. They were in fucking DC. There's cameras everywhere. These people are not going to be able to hide for very long. But don't go along with this. Just let them do what they're going to do. Big Paul says, do I think Cruz and Hawley are going to step down? No, they shouldn't. And that's another thing. They talk about this shit about turning down the temperature. Oh, the time of peace and unity, while the incumbent president, or the president-elect, whatever the fuck his name is, Joseph Biden, goes on national television and compares them to Goebbels, compares them to Nazi collaborators, enablers. What Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz were doing that day or did that day is nothing different than that's happened fucking for the past 20 years. It's a game. It's part of the political game. Granted, you could suggest that, they gambled and lost on this one because MAGA world is fucking dead. They have enough institutional support. They have enough support of the public. The optics of this thing are awful. And, any normie that's just out there watching the mainstream media, mainstream press, all they see is like really quick cuts of chaos. They don't see how actually kind of benign a lot of it was. I watched a bunch of footage. It's mostly just people walking through and taking pictures, throwing some papers around. Again, you probably shouldn't do that stuff. You probably shouldn't storm the Capitol. But in the big scheme of things, Prophet says polls are lucky politicians lucky that it was. People want their heads to roll after this year. Well, yeah, I mean, they do. I don't know. Doesn't seem like these people have the most coherent argument, because that's the problem. They use Trump as this grand metaphor, the stand-in, like he's gonna save them all. Papa Trump, Daddy Trump, he's gonna save us all. He's gonna save the republic. And that's not the case. It's not. So when they project all of their wants and desires onto Trump like that, ends up being really unhealthy, because look how it manifested. That one person's not going to save you. If you want to get into the democratic process, you got to go and vote these people out. If you want to believe in that process, you want to continue going on with that stuff, that's what you got to do. Because this is not the way. You have given them the context, the pretext to just fucking make life awful. And with who's coming into power, look what's going to happen anyways. But before it all happened, because they're going to start blaming other people, I've seen also there's been a lot of stuff about people kind of rounding up the punditry class. Tim Pool, Alex Jones, Steven Crowder, kind of all of these kind of Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire people, kind of suggesting that they have a lot of culpability here. They are enablers. They acted as dog whistles, etc., etc. It's disconcerting, and they're gonna do that, and especially they're gonna do it to. They don't even care about Alex Jones anymore, because he's been disappeared enough where he's not in the cultural zeitgeist anymore like he used to be. Every once in a while, he shows up on a big podcast, and people talk about him for a few days. But there was a time, during that campaign, Trump's campaign, Alex Jones was became a big cultural figure. And they did away with that. They diminished that. Can't have that. But he was at the rally, and there's a video of him telling people not to do what they did, because he understands he's a media guy to a certain extent. He understands the optics of this shit. He knows he knows what will come if people do this kind of stuff. So we'll go check out that video. And we'll just chit-chat for a little bit. It'll be fun. Or, as fun as it can be, I suppose. Alright.
Notice, like Don Jr. said, we're not burning buildings down or shooting cops. We're building America up. We're here to take our rightful country back peacefully. Because we're not globalist Antifa criminals. So let's start marching, and I salute you all. USA! 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 USA!
See, I would have thought he would have drawn a bigger crowd. Sorry, Alex. Maybe just you don't pull him in like you used to. It's all the censorship.
USA! 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 USA!
that's a different angle. There's a lot of people there. Prophet says, burn the CVS for BLM, rush the Capitol for Trump, but we did nothing when they fucked us for 12 months straight and then threw us 300 McDoubles. Well, that's the point. It's because I think, and now I think people are, at least to a certain degree, people are starting a little bit taking personal responsibility for their lives in a certain respect, because a lot of the mandates aren't going to win in court. So they can fine people, they can try to arrest people, which they don't really in America. Also, I don't know if I ever talked about this on a live stream or an episode or whatever, but in Germany, there was like a closed ski resort, and it's closed, but people were just so fucking fed up. They just went as hundreds of people went the same day. Maybe they used social media or email or whatever to kind of organize, and they went there and they used it. And the cops were trying to tell them to leave, and people would just shrug their shoulders and keep walking. When you have enough people, there's nothing you can do, which I guess is what happened also on Wednesday. It doesn't take that many people to do something like this, And I'm sure those people inside were fucking afraid. You could tell Lindsey Graham was afraid. Holy shit. He was still shaking days later.
Listen to me. We've got a permit on the other side. It's great that this happened, but the Trump's not going to come when we've taken this over. We're not Antifa. We're not BLM. You're amazing. I love you. Let's march around to the other side. And let's not fight the police and give the system what they want. We are peaceful. We won this election. And as much as I love seeing the Trump flags flying over this, we need to not have the confrontation with the police. They're going to make that the story. I'm going to march to the other side where we have a stage where we can speak and occupy peacefully. Tell everybody behind you, march to the other side. March to the other side. You guys are great. But the police, provocateurs have caused a problem, and the police are throwing...
See, even he kind of knows that the people that are doing this are provocateurs, because it wasn't at the beginning. Because I've watched a lot of the live streams and videos and stuff. In the beginning, people were actually saying, shouting no Antifa, no violence, trying to pull people off of busting out windows. Then that mob mentality kind of took over, and it makes me very curious, who those people were. You think they would be trying to identify those people, not some dude taking a fucking picture in Nancy Pelosi's office and taking a letter from her office. You think that might be a priority. Who actually broke into this place? Who smashed the windows? Who did that? Just saying.
Flashbangs. We don't want to have a Kent State here. So, I love you. We're saving the Republic. This is beautiful. But please tell everyone you know, march to the other side. March.
Start to make a path for us back there.
We're going to march. Trump is going to speak over here. Trump is coming on the other side. So march with...
Yeah, so I think Trump was supposed to be there, if I'm not mistaken. Trump was actually supposed to be at this event. He was, because he said in his that original speech that I'll meet you there or something like that. I guess he was supposed to go down there and give another speech. Because they had a permit, they had permission to be there, and then things just what happened.
Go slow. Come off the stands.
No worries, Prophet.
Come off the stands.
Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Everybody listen to me. Trump's over here. Trump's coming. Come to the other side. Peacefully. Tell everyone. The other side of the Capitol. Yes. Tell people behind you. Come off the stage. We're not stealing the stage like the Democrats did. You've done a great job. Come down off of there. Let's peacefully go over here. Tell everyone you know. Trump's on the other side. USA! USA!
He's trying. He knows what's going on. He knows what's going to happen too. He can feel it. He's got that sixth sense. He knows there's provocateurs. I can smell them. Agent provocateurs on the streets. I mean, this is Alex Jones's whole bag for years and years and years, is talking about this kind of stuff. You know, because when you'd have protests and rallies, people used to get caught all the time. Basically, cops dressed up in black bloc gear would go and start destroying things or start being aggressive or light a fire or something like that. And people would catch them on camera. And Jones, for a long time, would do a lot of stories about those things. Also, you know, he's always been against the militarization of the police and all this kind of stuff. You go back, actually, you know what's crazy? I think I own all of Alex Jones's old documentaries. And I think he has kind of like, what is it? They're like public domain. He doesn't care if you like make copies or do whatever. I don't think he doesn't want you to sell them or anything, but he doesn't care if you share them, make copies. It might be fun. And maybe we're small potatoes enough still. We could maybe get away with like watching them. Maybe that would be like a nightcap, like watch an old Alex Jones documentary, like go watch the Bohemian Grove one. That might be fun. But yeah, I think I actually own all the DVDs, because of course I do. See, Alex Jones should be given a fucking medal, I guess, right? He's an American hero again, everybody. Get him on Twitter. Bring him back to Twitter so he can get his accolades. American hero here, trying to stop insurrection.
Hey, hold on for a second, Alex. Just take a look behind you. Take a look behind you. Look at that fucking crowd.
Look at that crowd, brother. Look at that fucking crowd of people. These are your people, Jones. That would be me.
East front is a problem now.
So we need to get him up there.
East front's a problem now. Yeah.
Is there a way that we can get him to
Through
a
the hole
position?
you guys breached right there.
Let's go to the stage. We just showed up. Trump said come down.
All right, up to there. All they are up there. Take them up
See, Jones, they're kind of throwing Trump under the bus. He's like, Trump told us to come here. Don't get in my face.
there. Use your voices up there. Call them back. Call them back.
But see that kind of like the cop, I guess, in fairness to the cop, how does he know? How does he know who's who? He's like, yeah, go through that hole you breached. That's, is that like kind of like entrapment? Because you're, asking you to admit that you've committed a crime. I don't know.
Watch out, guys. Folks, I'm going back down because Trump's not going to come when we go down. Let's fire stand for everyone. But I'm going to go back down and wait for Trump to come. I love you.
He was just trying to talk to somebody behind him, and he still got the blowhorn. He's like, "Blah, blah, 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 yeah, give me and I want to need a sandwich too." It's like there's just too many people. Like he can't get people mobilized. He can't get people acting as a collective. It's too much anger, discontent right now. I mean, but this is the thing. Like most people that went to this event had no fucking clue what was going on. Like up where people were breaking into the Capitol. I think. I really believe that. So many people there. It's such a big area, really. But hey, they were there, so I guess they deserve it. They deserve whatever's coming to them. They were present.
Guys, I'm telling you, Trump's not Let's be peaceful. You're doing a great job. Everybody be peaceful. I love you all. I salute you. USA! 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 USA!
Maybe that one will work. Maybe this chant will work. Alex? Is that it? That's the end? That's the end of that video. Okay. See? Good guy, Alex Jones, trying to save the situation. Out there acting like a fucking hero. See an agent of state now? Is that... So let's see what we can find here. Such a wild time to be alive, guys. Also, yeah, if you guys don't know. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's a clip. There's a clip of Alex freaking out about QAnon. Because... Oh, I wonder if this is this video. Let's see here.
I think we have a right...
Okay, so... This is the interview with the Q Shaman. We're going to watch the clip first, and then if the clip is good enough, maybe we'll go check out the actual video. Alex Jones talks to that dude in the buffalo helmet thing. Headdress. I don't know what you call it. Costume. Who is a Q guy. He's a well-known activist, I guess. And he works for Q, apparently, or he comes bearing Q's gifts of knowledge. So we'll check that out, and then we'll maybe hop over to the whole interview. Oh, that's right. I got my shit all messed up, so not worth doing that. But what we can do here, make it a little bit bigger. There we go.
He broke all that. We know that. I'm saying Q tells us stuff and all of it's lies is what I'm saying.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying. Because you're full of shit. That's why. Because every goddamn thing out of you people's mouths doesn't come true. And it's always, oh, there's energy and oh, now we're done with Trump. You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. You said it was all over. They were all going to Gitmo. Now, oh, he's part of a larger thing of Q. I will not suffer your Q people after this. I knew what you were day one, and I know what you are now, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all these witches and warlocks and pumpkin popsums and everything. Oh, God. Sorry. Bye-bye, Q. I can't talk to you anymore. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. That's gonna get old. It's gonna get a retweet from you guys. Look at that. That's fucking hysterical. But that's, you know, are people like you? I think people would try to make the argument that like Alex Jones is kind of like the progenitor of that kind of perspective, that point of view. I don't know if it's, you know, because he is the grandfather of modern conspiracy culture. So people, you know, try to lay that at his feet. I think Q is a thing that is more, you know, there's a seed of the Alex Jones kind of InfoWars kind of DNA in there, obviously. Just that kind of mindset, seeing conspiracies everywhere, pattern recognition, the plan. But the internet, you know, how could you know what was going to happen with the internet and internet culture and message boards? Because Q is like this weird amalgamation of like meme culture and political conspiracy and all sorts of crazy ass shit, you know. It's interesting. So I think, you know, why not? Let's just check out. I have the clip here of the entire interview. That was very entertaining. 48 seconds. I want to see, how do we get there, you know? Remember, guys, I know, spoilers, we spoiled it, but it's not about the destination. Sometimes it's about the journey. Q Shaman. There we go. There we are.
For a new Declaration of Independence, I just think it needs to be done if we can't fix things peacefully at the right time, right place. You can see how, though, Trump wants a 10-day investigation of fraud. We were about to get it. How storming the Capitol screwed all that up. Q tells us stuff and all of it's lies, is what I'm saying.
You keep interrupting me. dude.
Because you're lying. Because you're full of shit. That's why. Because every goddamn thing
Whoa,
out of your
whoa,
people's mouth
FCC
doesn't come
regulations,
true. And
buddy.
it's always, oh, there's energy, and oh, now we're done with Trump. You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. You said it was all over. That we're all going to Gitmo. Now, oh, he's part of a larger thing of Q. I will not suffer your Q people after this. I knew what you were day one, and I know what you are now, and I'm sick of it.
Oh my god, I want to get a poster of that still. Of him pointing
Resistance.video.
with the building behind him. Fucking rad.
Joining us is a man known as Q Shaman. Jake the Barbarian, I guess, was his earlier incantation or incarnation. He's at USA Wolfpack and Parlor at Jake and Jelly. And let's just play a clip of him saying some pretty good stuff when he was out at the MAGA rally. He's talking about the New World Order, the Federal Reserve, the banks. It's all true. But then what happened inside the Capitol, and what does the Q Shaman tell us about the tea leaves or the bull's guts or the runes or the
runes?
the chicken bones he's thrown down on the deck of the ship here. Here it is.
So all over the globe, countries are occupied by central banking institutions that loan the government money at interest. And this enables them to own all the other socioeconomic and geopolitical gears in the country, okay? And then what they do is they use their billions or trillions of dollars to create a bunch of deep underground bases where they have all this like highly top secret technology going on. Okay, and they are like figuring out how to do things like create infinite energy or do things like anti-gravity technology or inertia propulsion. They're learning how to do things like cloning and all sorts of crazy stuff, okay? This is like a global takeover. They're trying to create a new world order, right? They're trying to create a one world government. That means there's like over 180 countries involved in all this stuff where they're monopolizing all the resources, all the labor in the country through the central banking system, okay? And that enslaves the whole country through debt to whoever owns a central bank, all right? Now, as they're researching all this stuff, as they're, all this R&D, they're covering it up through top secret security clearances and through blackmail in the government, in the media, in entertainment and stuff like that, so that the truth about these technologies never gets out, and they use these people like a smokescreen for all this other stuff that's behind the scenes. And this is going on all over the world, okay? The Swiss Alps are made like Swiss cheese with these freaking underground bases, okay? The United States has over, like, seriously, 150, 200 of these things. And that's small compared to some countries, okay? Some countries,
we'll get this knowledge, sir.
You can't move but 100 miles in any direction, and you got a deep underground base.
Okay, that's pretty much all true. The guy could have a talk show. He's very well spoken, and boy, does he know how to get attention in that outfit. And I have some fun dressing up like the Joker sometimes to get attention. But the Q thing is problematic. And then he's in there in the middle of all this. I say if you're a journalist, people going to the Capitol, go show what's happening. Well, there were National Geographic people there. Everybody, Matt Bracken rides shotgun with us. But should it be Jake the Barbarian or should it be Q Shaman? What should we call you, Jake?
You can just call me Jake, Alex. It's an honor to speak with you, sir.
Okay, well, an honor. I mean, I'm sure you're a great guy. You don't come off like a bad guy, but I mean, if you say you're a listener, have you heard me warn this stuff that Q is not invincible and that Trump's in a lot of trouble?
I have heard those warnings, but I'm of the belief that Q is military intelligence, and I have a lot of faith in the military and military intelligence.
Okay, well, okay. I literally talk to all the time, okay? And they're all surrounded and cut off. The Chi-Coms are taking over. They tell me we're in desperate straits. So that's why I kept trying to tell you guys, like, it's not being defeatist to tell America we're in trouble, need the general public to get involved. You understand that when the general public thinks everything's fine, they don't get involved. You understand? And so if there could be a silent takeover because they don't know, then that's a problem. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm quite proud of what happened on January 6th.
Okay, tell us how you're proud of it. Tell us what happened.
Well, first of all, we are talking about a government that is literally telling people when they can open their businesses, when they can see and hug their families, a government that is literally affecting the way, or trying to affect the way that their citizens breathe. We're talking about a government that has literally given billions of dollars to foreign nations through the guise of a COVID relief bill where they give billions of dollars to foreign nations, $600 to every American citizen, and then they hand the taxpayers the bill and say, oh, yeah, by the way, you're going to pay for all of it. So to me, that sounds like treason on, like, the highest level. And if we
No, I hear you. I think we have a right for a new Declaration of Independence. I just think it needs to be done if we can't fix things peacefully at the right time, right place. You can see how, though, Trump wants a 10-day investigation of fraud. We were about to get it. How storming the Capitol screwed all that up.
Well, I don't.
So that guy, you know, like he could say he's not entirely wrong or has some sort of, you know, he's connected a few dots. He understands the pulse of the angry set of people, you know? And then he's got to act like a fucking clown. Nobody worth listening to gonna take that dude seriously.
I don't quite see it that way, Alex, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that, if anything, we sent a very clear message to the globalists and to the communists who have these puppet politicians, these parasites in our system. We sent a very clear message, and we did so peacefully, despite what the Mockingbird media says.
Well, it was mostly peaceful, and when the left takes over stuff, we're supposed to let them occupy whole buildings, whole areas. That's all a legitimate argument, and people got killed there. And so I agree you're not terrorist. I'm just saying, you know, Antifa helped break down stuff and wanted this to happen. I mean, you know the deep state liked what happened, right? Because, I mean, I know you think it showed them who's boss and all the rest of it, but I don't, you get my perspective that Trump's now capitulating and all this? I mean, this is not good.
Well, everybody has their opinion, Alex, and in all honesty, I understand where you're coming from. I just don't quite fully agree with you.
Do you think Trump's in a secret location in Texas and everything, and it's a CG of him capitulating?
You know, in all honesty, I believe in Occam's razor, Alex, and you know, I only talk about things that I know for certain I can prove, or things that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt are real. I wouldn't be
stay there. You're a very interesting guy. We got to get you back on as a guest more. Don't hang up. Matt Bracken's here. He's an author, researcher. You may know who he is. Matt, do you have any comments for the Q Shaman?
Yeah, I think that that Q, even if it was started by a private guy.
Look at this guy. Oh, I like this. Look at this mustache. He looks like every computer tech dude from the 90s. Looks like my Uncle Steve.
Guy, you know, pretending to be an insider, that was taken over pretty quickly as a useful tool to feed disinformation, because it absolutely hinders and cripples the patriots, because they're all thinking that Trump is playing, you know, 4D chess, and no matter what, they're just saying he did it on purpose. There's a reason, and he's going to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and we're going to win in the end.
And then I talked to Trump, and Roger does recently, and Trump's like, what do we do, Alex? It's terrible, Alex. What do we do when there's this fraud? Trump's a regular guy, folks. He's not frickin' Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
And he's cut off from the intel. People are saying, why doesn't he declassify all this material? Because he can't. Nobody will declassify.
They're warehouses of information. If the bureaucrats want to do it for you, they have trouble getting it.
This is why he didn't go to Camp David this weekend. He might not have been let back into the White House. If he went to Texas, or, you know, much less even not even Camp David, he's afraid if he gets on the helicopter and goes anywhere, he won't be let back in. You know, now he's just worried about finishing out his term.
That's right.
And not being taken out in a straitjacket under.
That's right. He didn't leave because of an Iranian threat. I was confirmed. They were talking 25th Amendment the week before last because of this rally. That's why he went back to the White House. You're damn right.
And this would have been the greatest victory for the Patriots if the message of January 6th was rotor quad drone shots of 1 million people waving, you know, American flags and Trump flags. That would have been powerful. That would have showed our power. But instead, it's these guys that went into the Capitol.
Why is he yelling? You could tell he's yelling. Maybe he's listening to some sweet tunes in the earpiece.
And just basically took a dump in the punch bowl.
And they're feeling good because they're all over TV everywhere. But let's talk to...
Yeah, it's hard to overstate the damage that this has done. It's really... I was just pissed off about it for like the past 2 days. you know, things aren't perfect. Things are never going to be perfect, whatever, especially when it comes to government and bureaucracy and whatnot. But if you think this made it work better, you're out of your fucking mind. You did not prove anything. And then you have just the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet, the dumbest scumfucks. Just like with the Antifa people, like they get these little peons, these little useful fucking idiots that they send in to do their dirty work. These like fucking mongoloid kids, like deformed heads and shit, crazy people. And in this case, it's boomers, it's old people. You see all the fucking old people in these footages that were like storming the Capitol? Crazy.
The Q shaman, maybe he says Occam's razor, maybe as a shaman, he will tell us about the Guder Damarang and the Battle of the Gods. Okay, so we're going to find out about that on the other side. Stay with us. All right, Matt Bracken's riding shotgun.
Oh, right on. They cut out the ads on this on Band.video? Oh, fucking yeah, dude. Because this would have been like a 2-hour segment. All their super male vitality and stuff they sell. The bone broth. I like me some vanilla bone broth. Made me feel good and strong.
Domestic.com, Alex Jones. And look, Jake the Barbarian, you're a very well-spoken guy. Let's think about the Q thing. You're talking about the Federal Reserve, the New World Order, secret technologies. All this is real. But then it's like, oh, Q is why we know about it. No, we know about it because of Cleon Skousen. We know about it because of Ron Paul. We know about it, you know, because of Carol Quigley being a...
Because of the reporting of Alex Jones. Alex Emmerich Jones.
Criminal and admitting it all. We know about it because of Matt Bracken. It's not about the credit. We're all public people. I mean, I was dialed in with highest levels of the U.S. Army intelligence, okay?
I was just waiting. It's only a matter of time before he makes it about himself. Because Alex Jones, whether you like him or not, is an egomaniac.
Was with us in D.C., really worried about everything. We're sitting there making phone calls you wouldn't believe. And it's not like these people have all this great power either. They're regular people just like you. And this is all out of control. There's not magic groups in control. There's media influencing, and the giant communist Chinese are the closest thing there is to government power, where they just snap their fingers and fake their currency, put 3 million people in death camps. That's why Justin Trudeau said, I admire the dictatorship of Xi Jinping. I want that. Because, yeah, Mao Zedong could say, put 100 million peasants in the city and watch half of them die. Yeah, he could do that. Or, yeah, Hitler could say, invade Russia and kill millions of people. Yeah, he did it. He could say, bomb London. It happened. But I'm telling you, in the American system, part of our strength is we're so diversified and we can't get stuff done in a way so individuals have freedom. And I'm trying to explain it to Q folks that this esoteric stuff about magic and it's all handled. And I'm literally, you know,
I got to be honest. I'm not like super into Q. Like in terms of knowing about it, not into it, like believing it, but like my knowledge base for a lot of the Q stuff is pretty limited. There was a brief period of time where I was like looking into it just for fun because that's what I do, kind of research these weird subcultures, and for no reason either. Nothing productive comes out of it. But so yeah, I don't really know too much about what the deal was. Is magic? Is that really like part of it? Is there some sort of esoteric mystical element to it? Is it like one of those kind of like end times prophecy things? Like when he moved the embassy to Jerusalem, was that like a thing? That people were like, oh.
General Flynn, the former head of Defense Intelligence, and all these Green Berets and Sergeant Majors from Delta Force separate from Flynn, and all of it, dude. All of it with the CIA feeds coming in. They don't know what's going on. And that's what I keep trying to explain to you is I'm going to stop ranting. Go ahead, Q Shaman. Tell me what's coming next then. I want to believe it. Where is Trump? You think this is a devastating victory you just had at the Capitol? Explain to me and bring me up to the level of a Q Shaman.
Well, first of all, allow me to say that I am not Antifa. I am not BLM. I know that there's rumors floating around online, probably disinformation agents spreading disinformation. So start with there. I'm a Q supporter, a QAnon digital soldier of sorts.
Sir,
yes,
I know. They're saying that we said you were Antifa, so they can block out the real Antifa that got caught there. Confirmed. No, we know you're not Antifa. What are you? You are a... Are you a Norseman or are you a Q shaman? What are you?
I am a shamanic practitioner. Okay, I'm a spiritual warrior.
Okay.
And if you really want to know what's really going on, what is really going on is we are changing the quantum realm, sir. This is spiritual warfare. And we understand that DC is built on ley lines, electromagnetic ley lines, and we understand that, yes, the Satanists, the Luciferians, the globalists, the nihilists, the Nazis, these people that have infiltrated our government are practicing black magic. They are doing evil, sick, satanic ceremonies and rituals where they're sacrificing children and drinking blood and all that stuff. And the hub of it is in D.C., in London, and in the Vatican. If we understand that these things are like acting like beacons for this low-frequency demonic energy, then we can really...
Okay, brother, no, I know the globalists are into weird stuff. I'm trying to explain to you. Q told us that Trump was invincible and Hillary was in a prison, right? So I'm saying, is Trump was going to be there in 12 days then?
I'm answering your question, interrupting. So here's the thing. Because the Washington, D.C. is built on ley lines, right? It's built on the electromagnetic ley lines of the Earth.
You don't get it, brah. This is the quantum realm. This is spiritual warfare. Brah. Ley lines. I've actually heard this stuff before because this, like, it's, you know, Q is probably a lot like Flat Earth, where it's like the mother of all conspiracies, where like every single conspiracy theory that's ever been developed intersects with it. That's what it kind of sounds like a little bit.
When we ended up going to D.C., when we were shouting USA, when we're shouting freedom, when we're shouting 4 more years, we are literally affecting the quantum realm because
we're like pygmies dancing around a fire, or Navajo doing a ghost dance. It's going to make the white man go away.
See, he knows.
Sound supersedes electromagnetic activity. Okay, now by marching into the Capitol, by affecting the quantum realm in that way, we actually took back the Capitol building for God. I said a prayer inside the Senate. I sang my shamanic song inside the Senate, and I broke up all that negative...
Okay.
Wait, look at half of this footage. These are like kids. You know, not everybody, but I just saw like 5, 6 kids. Like, look like teenagers. Oh, good. Can't wait till we ruin their lives for walking through the Capitol. Be wild shit. Insurrection, baby.
So you're like give us your shamanic song right now on the air.
Or do you want to talk? Because I'll just let you talk. If
No. You're my God, I'm learning. Occam's razor is a shamanic.
Then do me a favor and let me finish my point.
I'm going to let you finish, but Matt Bracken's here as well. We're now learning the secret of Q power. He is a Q priest. It is a religion. Everything's fine, Matt Bracken.
I don't know about all that. Listen, dude, shamanism is the oldest religion in the world. They use singing, drumming, dancing, and they use elaborate, like, dress, you know, the headdress, the face paint.
And you saw like how it ended up for everybody.
Evil spirits to change the quantum realm through sound, through electromagnetic activity, and through...
Hey, Owen Schroyer has a question for you, and he's coming up after I leave, if you want to talk to him. Hold on.
Body.
I understand magical powers.
No, it's not about magic, dude. We're talking about
Little
physics
Pony
here, Alex. We're talking about physics. Okay, this is physics.
Let Matt Bracken talk here.
Quantum entanglement.
You are a shamanic wizard. We get that. I'm asking you with your wizard powers why you were able to know that Q was the answer. Tell me.
Okay, Q is the highest levels of the military and the intelligence community disseminating above top secret information to patriots in our republic. This is full disclosure, so we can take back our country from the communists and the globalists who are attempting to...
Why does Trump leave Julian Assange in prison?
So they can bring it down.
Why does he leave Julian Assange in prison when he's the real Q-type person?
You keep interrupting me, Alex. I love you, dude. I love you, but you gotta let me talk.
Highest level military intelligence. Tell me more about it.
Or are you waiting for your turn to speak, sir? Are you listening?
No, tell me about the highest level military intelligence.
Okay, so Q is military intelligence disseminating above top secret information to patriots in our republic so we can take back our country from communists and globalists who have infiltrated our government at some of the highest levels so that they could bring America down from within. This is infiltration instead of invasion. They're doing this so they can create a new world order, one world government where America's wiped off the map and they try to get rid of our constitution based on
I know about the new
law.
world order. Q tells us, the almighty Q Lord, and you are his priest, tells us everything's fine. So does the...
I'm not saying everything's fine. You're interrupting me.
Put him on pause. I can't handle this guy. I don't know if he's for real or whether he is higher than a kite, Matt Bracken, but this is crazy talk. And this is what I'm talking about. So you got a bunch of Antifa leading Q-tards into the Capitol, and they believe it's a fabulous victory for them.
Yeah, this is kind of reminding me of the Lakota Sioux in 1891. They thought that if they wore the magic bead vest and
yeah, it's the
said
Sioux.
the
I was
right
saying
prayers-
the Hopi. I was right. It's the Sioux that did the ghost dance. Guys, show the Sioux doing the ghost dance. There's photos of it. Show it.
Yeah, and they thought that if they did the ghost dance, then the soldiers' bullets would just go through them and they would win, and the white man would disappear. So if you're a shaman who is leading the ghost dance,
Maverick.
there's only two options. You know, you're either insane because you're about to get your people massacred, or you're working for the other side and you want your people to get massacred. But this is really imagine people followed into the Capitol because they believed in Q. And Q is shamanism, we're told. I mean, I'm old enough to have seen these hoaxes that were believed for a long time. I remember in the 70s, a guy named Carlos Castanedas wrote these books called The Tales of Don Juan, where he swore it was true that he met a Yaqui Indian who gave him peyote and taught him how to fly. I don't mean just like a trip, but I mean to literally fly. And people believed it, and there were followers of Carlos Castanedas for years and years. It turned out he made it all up. It was all BS. There was the Howard Hughes, Clifford Irving diary. That was accepted as fact. It was all BS. There was the Hitler diaries. There was a guy named Ulsterman and DC Insider that was sort of like before Q, where he was swearing that he had the inside skinny from, deep in the White House bunker.
And so now we are directly distilled down to literal ghost dancing with a dude wearing a Blackfoot Indian outfit telling us this. This is what we've now reached.
And he's got the pipeline to the highest levels of military intelligence. How did that work out for General Flynn? If the highest levels of military intelligence were, assuring Trump's ultimate victory, why didn't they save General Flynn? It's
kind of crazy how many people actually are into this. It's not like a insignificant amount. I mean, well, maybe like what, say 100,000 people out of the, population of the country. It's not very much, but say like 10,000 of those people are like diehards. They're like activated. They show up to rallies. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
A way to keep patriots just on the couch thinking it's all taken care of.
I hear you. Matt Bracken, stay there. I'm going to do 5 more minutes with you and the guest, and I'm not trying to be mean to the guest. If Owen wants to have him on, he's welcome to have him, or if he can have the guy back, we'll let him talk, because it's very entertaining. It's just that it's like, I tell this guy, like, hey, I'm dialed into all that stuff, okay? And they don't know what's going on. Nobody does. He's just like, highest level military intelligence. Highest level military intelligence. I mean, they don't even, it doesn't even, like, I tell people, like, real stuff, like, this is going to happen. Oh, Trump next week will have a thing on the ellipse. What? No, was it out for 5 days? It's all real. Who cares if you talk to Trump? We talk to the highest levels of military intelligence. And so it's just so frustrating to sit there and watch our people wake up, but then believe this charlatan garbage. All right, I'm gonna relax. I need funding. I'm in the real world, not funded by George Soros, the New World Order. Preparewithalex.com. I might extend it through Monday. I'm trying to twist their arm before the prices go up. $850 off your supplies of food and a bunch of other high-quality deals. Infowarstore.com has the regular sales, but by going to preparewithalex.com, I can legally, with that URL, with the corporate agreement with them, go below any of their other distributors. So it's the last big sale of last year. Now here it is. But that's it. Infowarstore.com. Get your food now while you can. Preparewithalex.com. And we've got all the other great stuff. Winter Sun back in stock, X2, Super Male Vitality.
Getting all that good stuff.
Thank you all for your support.
I guess if I'm going to play his video.
Facts, nothing more.
If I'm going to play his video, I guess I'll let him shill his shit.
All right. We're going to give the shaman, the Q shaman, time to respond. He's very mad right now. And then Owen Schwartz is going to take over. We'll do one more
segment with Matt Bracken
as we can finish
up. He's still there. That dude has probably been on fucking hold for like 40 minutes at this point. Because if they just did all that and they cut out all the commercials and then Owen Schwartz in there now, that dude's probably been on hold for like 40 minutes. You already don't have any self-respect if you allow yourself to be on hold for 40 minutes for somebody who has basically just been treating you like a piece of shit. Not to say that he doesn't have it coming, but if I was the Q shaman, I probably would have hung up the phone. I'm not going to lie.
And then I've got a lot of stuff I got to deal with. I appreciate your prayers. I appreciate your support, folks. I don't feel sorry for myself. I know I'm over the target because my level of persecution has reached epic proportions. Let me just tell you, not going to waste your time on it. Just, I need those prayers.
Let me tell you what, though. We watched the video, Maverick, if you scrub back, we watched the video before this about Alex trying to stop people from storming the Capitol. And if he didn't have that footage, they would have went after him hardcore again. Again, they would have went after him even more. So, because I think there was some talk of like Google actually like just completely what I think is de-ranking his website so it wouldn't come up in searches. I don't have official confirmation on that, but yeah, kind of crazy.
Q is like people that look in clouds. One sees a giraffe, one sees an elephant, one sees an alligator, one sees a cloud. I'm not knocking people that are into Q. I'm just telling you that I talked to the president, I talked to everybody, General Flynn, you name it. And they're asking me, what do they think's going on? There's no magic group unless you're Xi Jinping. He says kill 1 million people, they do it. That's what authoritarianism is they've got that power, but it destroys civilization. It doesn't exist here. It's our greatest weakness, our greatest strength. So is it Jake the Barbarian? Well, Owen Schroyer has a question, then we'll give you the floor to speak. Owen, you have a question.
Well, no, I just want to address, you obviously said you're not Antifa. I don't think you're Antifa. The other thing people want to know about you is, are you an actor? They found a profile that says you went to an acting school, so they think you're acting, and this whole thing is just an act. So would you like to address that?
Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay, so the only reason why I have an acting profile is because I worked with children for 5.5 years in group homes, traumatized children, and I got chased out of the home with a knife by one of the kids that pulled it out of a locked cabinet, and I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit more fun. So I went into business for myself. I developed my own website, my own YouTube. I started writing books, and I thought about, well, maybe I'll give acting a shot to earn a little bit of money on the side. I haven't made any money as an actor. I never got any work.
Okay, you're not an actor. We got that. We believe you. They say I say I'm an actor because I've been in a few movies. It's total bull. Okay,
Which,
so...
by the way, I absolutely loved Waking Life, by the way. Your plug in Waking Life was absolutely accurate and awesome.
Well, thank you. So listen, you're a Q wizard, okay? I'm asking you, does Trump end in 12 days?
Does Trump what?
What happens to Trump? Q knows everything. You know military intelligence. What happens to Trump?
Well, you know what, man? All I can say is I think that Donald Trump is a part of a much larger plan, whether that be a military plan, whether that be God's plan. I think that when you look at harmonics, when you look into the way that energy, frequency, and vibration basically create and move all physical form, all matter, then we are all playing a part in a much larger, grander scheme, a much larger...
No, I'm not saying there's not harmonics and greater schemes and a pebble in the pond stuff. I know all that. What I'm saying, hold on, I'll let you talk, but I got to say this. But Q told us Trump was invincible and everybody was going to Gitmo. No, so I'm saying it isn't, now the larger... Q leads us once Trump's gone still, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying, and you see, this is you putting words in my mouth again, Alex. What I'm saying is that Donald Trump is a part of a much larger plan to help us take back our country from globalists and communists.
He is the baby toe of military intelligence. All right.
Donald Trump has played a very pivotal role in exposing the globalists and the cabal, exposing the Chinese and the communists and the way that they've infiltrated our government, the way they've infiltrated our media, the way they've infiltrated our entertainment, the way they've infiltrated our economics.
We broke all that. We know that. I'm saying Q tells us stuff and all of it's lies is what I'm saying.
You keep interrupting me.
Because you're lying. Because you're full of shit. That's why. Because every goddamn thing out of you people's mouths doesn't come true. And it's always, oh, there's energy and, oh, now we're done with Trump. You said he was the Messiah. You said he was invincible. You said it was all over. They were all going to Gitmo. Now, oh, he's part of a larger thing of Q. I will not suffer your Q people after this. I knew what you were day one, and I know what you are now, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all these witches and warlocks and pumpkin popsums and everything. Oh, God. Sorry. Bye-bye, Q. I can't talk to you anymore. Jesus, Lord help me. Oh.
I like the Q shaman.
I want to believe. They'll never, when they're wrong, say they're wrong. Oh, no, Trump's a small part of the larger Q universe. Really? No, you're full of crap. We don't want your last word. Only if it is he Q? We have Q on the line. Yeah, sure, we'll get a last word from Lord Q on the other side. All right, I'm going to be nice to
He's
the
still
Q
there?
Sorcerer, Q Wizard. No, the official name is.
How's this dude not just hung up the fucking phone yet? I guess, this is like, it's a sign of their mental illness, this narcissism. This idea, like, imagine this. Imagine you fucking find something on a message board and you just take it as rote. And then you think, because you're one of the few people that believes it or knows about it or whatever, that you are a special player character. People have made that analogy before in terms of like simulation theory or just video game analogies. You're a player character amongst a bunch of NPCs, and when you find out something like this, you activate your quest mode. That's what like these people think that they are, the shaman guy. Because do you have no fucking respect for yourself? Like, why the fuck would you still be on the phone? Like, you got to be addicted to that attention, to that clout, or whatever it is. Social capital.
The Q shaman. He's hopping mad at me. But people started to recognize something. As soon as I showed up at the Capitol 2 days ago, Owen was right beside me. He disappeared for several hours in a phone booth and came out as the Q Wizard. And that's why we can't show both of them on screen at the same time.
Call the feds.
That's Owen. Owen Schroyer is Q. Not only, that's right, it's happening right now. Not only is Q real, it's Owen Schroyer. When he comes out of the phone booth, ladies and gentlemen, he is Jake the Barbarian, a.k.a. Q Wizard. So, Owen, you're caught. Wow.
You haven't caught me yet.
I was like, where are you at? You stormed the Capitol. All right, I'm going to be...
Dude, like, straight up, if I could get a job at InfoWars, even just working in the booth, I probably would take it. I would probably take it in a heartbeat.
I'm going to be... This is all deadly serious. This is Q-level stuff, all right? Top-level intelligence. Hey, sorry. You got the floor for 2 minutes. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to shut up for 120 seconds. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm not Owen Schroyer. My name is Jake Angeli. I've been practicing shamanism for over a decade. For those people that are interested in hearing more of what I have to say, just go to my Rumble account. They've already deleted my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram because all the stuff on there is so patriotic and controversial. They're trying to spin this narrative that I'm BLM or Antifa. Go to Yellowstone Wolf AZ on Rumble. You can find all my videos there. Explains a lot of what is going on regarding
I think we are going to have
like
a night.
Quantum physics and how it relates to spirituality and God and how God is real and reincarnation is physics. I got stuff on there about exposing the globalist plot for the takeover of the world through the use of things like psychotronic weaponry and sleeper cells and global terrorism and how it all ties into infiltration instead of invasion. And I got stuff on there exposing the UN. I got stuff on there about aliens and the truth about aliens and where aliens come from, how they're actually interdimensional beings, just as much as they are like quote-unquote extraterrestrial beings. I've got a video on there called Just Take the Red Pill that's 5.5 hours that if you really want to know everything that there really is to know to get caught up to speed here and now, all you have to do is just watch that one video and it'll explain a whole lot of things that most people just don't understand.
I just went to Rumble and looked up Yellowstone AZ. I think they took it down too. Oh, bummer.
There'd be things about
okay, that's enough. I've heard the plug about you. Didn't counter anything we said. The whole Cube image completely full of crap and has been full of crap the entire time. It's a big sick joke on us and probably just cost us the country. Thanks for the call. I mean, I cannot. Matt Bracken, you had to sit through 20 minutes of that insufferable garbage. And I'm not trying. He's a well-meaning person, but he's a lightweight, man. It's all this Harry Potter hocus pocus crap, and we're in the real world. I'm like, I'm not going to tell this guy what's going on because he can't even handle it.
No, I don't think he didn't say anything about going to jail. I mean, he will go to jail. I mean, they've already arrested, they arrested that dude who was just sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office, like that redneck guy. So he'll go to jail. They arrested the guy who has the picture with the podium that, that kind of, he was from Florida or whatever. They arrested him. They've arrested a few other of the people that became kind of memes. This was must be from yesterday. So they haven't gotten him yet.
But he just doesn't get it, does he?
Well, that was enlightening. I was just curious, man. Any news on Pelosi hard drive? I just caught a little bit of that this morning. I don't know. You talking about the video with the old man? Hold on, maybe we'll look that up too. This old man, he's like trying to say that some white hats, some good guys. Let's see, if we look up Pelosi hard drive, and it's still on Twitter. So I think if it's still on Twitter at this point, can we assume that it's a psyop, considering all of the purging going on? So I just went on Twitter. Yeah, okay, it's on the screen. Looking up, when will her laptop turn up? I wonder what the contents are in that hard drive. After we've seen hunters, it can only be bad. Police arrest Florida man who was allegedly carrying Nancy Pelosi's lectern in the Capitol. Speaker Nancy Pelosi's laptop was stolen during the unrest at the U.S. Capitol. This is from yesterday. I love it. I love the memes. Sure, it could be the end of free expression, the end of the republic, the end of the country. But god damn it, the memes are dank. All right, let me see if I can try to find. Where's that fucking video, dude? It's like that old man. I gotta get better at saving links to this stuff. Although I was not expecting to stream, this kind of just impromptu. I just said, fuck it. I got a little extra time. Why not make some content? More than a dozen GOP. Oh, look. Okay. Are they saying? And this is a. So this is. Well, there's 5 minutes of footage here. Maybe we'll save that for a little bit later. But there's 5 minutes of footage that is heavily edited. My mustache. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, little bit of mustache wax in there, just a touch. Got it pretty well trained. Don't have to do much to do that anymore. But do I comb it? No, I don't really comb it. I'm really bad about that kind of stuff. I'm really bad about haircuts and shaving and all that shit. Every once in a while, I got a date with my wife tonight, so I decided to clean up a little bit. Do it for the lady. Got to keep the wife happy. Got to keep her happy. New footage shows what it was like inside the Trump mob at the Capitol. See, this is very heavily edited. This video. So what we'll do, we'll tab it. I'm gonna see if I can try to find that doddering old man talking about the fucking Q foot, or talking about the Q stuff, the Nancy Pelosi stuff. It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, just Twitter is just full of just the spin is real. And they're going after DLive right now. Before we get into that, though, they're just they are making, so they have these former conservatives, at the Lincoln Project, the Bulwark. They still call themselves kind of like new conservatives, the anti-Trump conservatives or whatever. And this is one of the guys that works for the Lincoln Project. He says, at the Lincoln Project, we are constructing a database of Trump officials and staff that will detail their roles in the Trump administration and track where they are now. No personal info, only professional, but they will be held accountable and not allowed to pretend they were not involved. Oh yeah. So they're making blacklists for anybody that was part of the Trump administration, period. And this is an answer to this other tweet. Whoa, at Forbes chief content officer warns against hiring Kayleigh McEnany or other prominent Trump flacks. Hire any of Trump's fellow fabulous above, and Forbes will assume that everything your company or firm talks about is a lie. Now, that's a message to all publishers, all outlets. Steve Schmidt, I think he's also one of these, I think he also is works at the Lincoln Project. We will work to paralyze companies by instigating employee rebellions and undermining partnerships through advertising targeted at CEOs, board of directors, senior management, and brands, etc. The financing of autocratic movements is a choice. It is a deliberate action. Holy shit. We will work to paralyze companies by instigating employee rebellions and undermining partnerships through advertising. So what is that? Very un-American behavior. I mean, that's authoritarian. That's fascist. That's fucking disgusting. They're gonna try to ruin people's lives for being part of a democratically elected president's administration. However, it turned out at the end, it doesn't matter. Not everybody that worked there is fucking nobody. Like, it's such a farce. It's such a ridiculous notion to suggest that anybody would have wanted this to happen. It destroyed the legacy. It destroyed the legacy of his entire presidency. I mean, fuck. Nobody wanted that. Let me see here. Maverick says, first time ever, I'm glad I live in the UK. Oh, I don't know, buddy. I might still take America over that. JK, fuel is $8 a gallon. Yeah, well, it's coming here, buddy. That inflation is coming here. No doubt about it. I mean, with all of the stimulus stuff, and I guarantee you when Biden gets in, they'll probably keep doing it. I mean, he's pretty much right now, because of Trump, is pretty much committed. He's going to have to commit to that $2,000 stimulus. So I don't know. The ACLU actually came out with a kind of they came out with a statement that was kind of a little bit milquetoast, but they were basically like, this is probably not a good idea, which was surprising considering how politically motivated they are, how ideologically motivated they've been over the past like 5 or 6 years. Let me see here. Am I absolutely stunned? Yeah. No, I am. I will. I get, there is probably an inevitability to some of this stuff. But, let me see. Breaking news. They got they got that guy. The wolf guy? The shaman? The Q shaman? Yep. They arrested him. I don't know if that's breaking, but it was today, a couple hours ago. They arrested him. R.I.P., buddy. I'm not that chill. I just wear my anger in different ways. Sometimes I can get really, I don't know, what would you call it? Worked up. Because there's something I can only get like really, really upset about things that I have direct control of. Like, this is not something I have direct control of, so my purview here is to be an observer, pay attention, learn, figure out how to navigate it a little bit, and then as I get older and I accomplish more and I have more, maybe I can in some small way make the world a better place. Maybe I'll raise a son that'll be a worthy citizen, Let me see here. Where is that goddamn video? I can't find the fucking video. Let's see, Old Man Q. Let's see here, Old Man Q. Oh, what's that guy's name? Jake Hanrahan? So basically what I'm live streaming right now is what I would be doing if I wasn't live streaming. I would be watching these videos and fucking around. Here it is. Got it. Now there's this guy, Jake Hanrahan. He has... Hold on, I'll bring it up. Fucking A. Give me a hard time here. He runs a thing called the Popular Front. He's actually a UK dude. They're kind of the Popular Front. They do a lot of conflict journalism in the Middle East and stuff. They're kind of like what Vice used to be. So if you look up popularfront.co or Popular Front on YouTube or whatever, it'll show up. It's kind of like a startup Vice. That's how I would describe it. And they're okay. They're okay. They're a little... I don't know. They're a little like too cool for school. Kind of the same way that Vice was. And that's what kind of makes Vice like irritating. Even back when Vice was doing more like legitimate forms of on the scene reporting and journalism and sharing interesting stories and making all those interesting little mini documentaries that used to be on, you know, YouTube and stuff, or that are on YouTube. There's just always something about them that's kind of douchey. You know? My opinion. All right. So this is Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney speaking at the White House yesterday. He says, white hats, good guys, part of Special Forces, got Nancy Pelosi's laptop during the breach of the Capitol on Wednesday. He says she's frantic, and this is why she's pushing to impeach Trump. Now, an important piece of context for this is that this guy, Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney, it was at the White House for a tour, and he just stopped and somebody made this video on their cell phone of him talking. But we'll check it out anyways, right? We'll watch it. We'll check it out. Let's see here.
Look, this is a scorecard from Joseph Goebbels. If you tell a lie big enough, and that's what they're doing. And you see Pelosi, you see Schumer. Ann just told me that Pelosi called the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and they're trying to get him out on the 25th Amendment or to impeach him. Why? Well, because on Wednesday, they took Pelosi's laptop. She's frantic. There were some people in there that were Special Forces mixed with Antifa, and they took her laptop and they have that data.
See, so those people, they were basically identify them as agent provocateurs. That's why those people are reacting that way, because they look like they are. This is kind of the MO. That's if you were familiar with the concept of agent provocateurs and how they've kind of acted, especially in the U.S. over the past like 25, 30 years. That's generally the look they have. Those people are obviously savvy to that, and they're trying to call it out, I suppose. And then the claim here is, because this is somebody else made this edit of this video, so I guess they're trying to suggest that these guys are the Special Forces dude that stole Nancy Pelosi's laptop.
Because they have that data. I believe they also have a source that is talking like a songbird. And the president is going to spring that person on us, so it will completely change, because it is someone that has said, I'm not going to do this. This is treason. Remember, this is treason, high treason.
Sir, could he use the emergency broadcast system or emergency action message to communicate this?
Did you see yesterday that an email went around telling everybody about the emergency broadcast system? So there are those little signals.
Which, this is actually a true thing. Apparently, if you live in the United States, on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, I think he's going to use that to send a message out. I will have to. I'll have to look up that to confirm it. But I thought I read something about that. But I read so much stuff, it gets lost. That's why I gotta remember that I do these live streams, and that I gotta start like just always keeping like a Word document open or whatever, just to drop links. So
those that you see that what I saw was the September 18th or 19th Executive Order 2018 that if foreigners were involved in the U.S. election, the president could declare an emergency. That means he knew back 2 years ago. Yeah. And that's why it's just all come together that COVID-19 was a biological attack. Let's not say it was an accident and it slipped out of a food market or anything. We're not that naive anymore.
Then he does a barrel roll. Okay, so let's say, I don't think that's the whole video, so... Well, this doesn't help me, dude. I don't want to look through all your fucking videos. Rubber ring. So, what is this called? Alt censored? This is a new one. Created, deleted. Okay. Well, I don't want to look through all your videos, guy, to find it. I thought that would be... So this looks like a bunch of stuff that must have gotten pulled off of YouTube. You know, these little videos and stuff. YouTube channel. What if I go to the YouTube channel? This account has been terminated for violating YouTube's terms of service. Second YouTube deleted, archived here. BitChute channel. Well, BitChute might work a little. Warning, this link may be unsafe. Yeah, if you try to go to fucking BitChute, it's just a video. It's just a goddamn video thing. It's just a video site. They're like, oh, you might not want to go there, fella. Might not want to go to the BitChute. Might not want to do it. This is very long. Full video here. It's just like a... it's like a goddamn puzzle box. This is kind of long. This is an hour, so we're definitely not going to be getting through this thing. Because I probably got to go like 20 minutes or so. But, let's see here. Oh, this is like a really... Twitter and Facebook purge has begun. Stream live. Oh. Hello, dear Patriot.
So just endorsing that actually happened. Well, that is one drop in a swimming pool of terabytes and terabytes of thousands and thousands and thousands of documents and audio recordings that have been brought to me.
Very interesting that Pelosi would have all this information on Seth Rich. And this is why we're tying all this in together. What else did she...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This requires a fucking... Oh, God damn it. I got stuff to do today. Because this would have been a spicy one. Oh! Fun might be over. Hold on. Stay tuned. Oh, dead stream, dead air. Sorry, my bad. Wife called. Wife was on the phone. If you can bring up Adam Krigler's live stream from yesterday, he's in the car picking his bird up from the airport. Yeah, I could do that. I could probably check that out. I got about 15 minutes before I gotta go. With any real earnest. Okay. So, Adam Krigler, you say, huh? Old Kriegermeister. Alright. Adam Krigler. Adamcast. Concession speech. You said it when he's in the car? Bird as in Mrs. Thank you for the translation. I knew what you meant as soon as you said it. I was like, oh yeah. Well, it might be. He might not have archived it. It might not still be here. Because this is just all clips of his show. Stimulus bullshit. Trump was right. Ooh. Is the Kriegmeister long for this world? I don't know. Okay, well, let's look at this other thing. So we've looked at some more sympathetic stuff. So to end the stream, we're going to watch this new footage shows what it was like inside the Trump mob at the Capitol. So I've seen a lot of footage. This one I think is pretty heavily edited. And it's probably going to show you the most extreme examples there. But maybe that'll be interesting to check out. So let's go. Let's do it.
And then do what? Heads on pike!
Oh, goodness.
How did a disorganized mob break into what's supposed to be one of the most secure buildings in the world?
What's about to happen?
What?
I'm press.
No, you can't come in. Nobody can come in.
We followed a group of Trump supporters as they walked into the U.S. Capitol and police officers stood and watched.
Hold on. I love the framing. Police officers, last live stream, 58 minutes. It's in his playlist. Last live stream, 58 minutes. Okay. I'll check it out. I'll try to. Yeah, so they're kind of disingenuously framing this a little bit. They just stood and watched. You know, there's a lot of people in there. I don't think they had to make a choice. Almost a tactical decision.
What's the plan? I have no idea. We got all day. Tonight, tomorrow. Who's house? Who's house?
Doesn't sound like an American, dude. Well, not. You could be American, obviously.
It all started as a peaceful rally around 10 a.m.
Biden sucks. Kamala
I love
swallows.
President Trump. He asked us to come out and support him, and I was glad to do that.
We will never give up. We will never
That's a lot of fucking people. The media did not do a good job at all of showing like this. No, they did not.
give up. We will never concede. And we're going to the Capitol.
And the crowd
They cut out obviously a lot there.
responded to his request.
And I'll fight with you. I'll fight next to you. I'll keep going. I love you all for being just having the balls to come here. I'll fight with you.
And so they marched.
And so they marched.
Doors down.
Like, are they trying to like equate like this dude looks like some Indian doctor with like the guy that said we'll bust the fucking door down, as if they were the same type of person, same type of personality? Very sneaky insider.
All these politicians work for us. We pay their salaries. And we pay our taxes. And what do we get? Nothing.
Well, how is this different? How is like that sentiment different than something like Occupy Wall Street? You know, America's most righteous thing that happened in 2012. Or not in 2012, what? Shit, was it like 2008? 2009? 2010? I can't even remember. One of those years. But that's the same kind of that's just basic fucking American protest rhetoric. 2010. Thank you, Buckley.
They don't represent us. They need to pay the ultimate price for their crimes. An example needs to be made.
If you're scared of confrontation, do not move forward. Patriots, move forward.
Hold on. Whoa, let's look at this dude. Well, let's get. See, they don't even give you like a good shot of the guy that's like. Interesting.
This is our chance to show them how serious we are.
Things took an ugly turn in the early afternoon when hundreds of people breached the building.
This is the people's house. Let us in. Get in there. Storm get the in there. Let's get them.
Every single in there is a traitor. Every single one.
Again, this kind of rhetoric. Like, this kind of rhetoric is not that dissimilar from any fucking rally. Literally, this shit has been said for the past year ad nauseum. Everywhere. And you're allowed to say it. You're allowed to think it.
Police fired tear gas into the crowd.
Yeah, there was definitely some fuckery going on too. Like, there was some fuckery going on with some of the post interviews, like after this happens. I don't think it's from this video, but I saw it go viral. It's like a woman with a towel, like dabbing her, like trying to wipe her face. And she's like crying and talking about like, they're supposed to attack, we're patriots. Why can't they gas us, yada, yada, yada. And it looks like in the towel, she has like an onion that's cut in half, rubbing it on her eyes. There's definitely some squirrely psyop stuff probably going on in the midst of all the real stuff, right?
Yeah, I got shot with some kind of clear liquid from all the Gestapo squad. It burns like dude.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Throw it away.
That's another thing I think a lot of people don't understand about your average Trumper, or not your average Trumper, but some of the more hardcore people. They're not conservatives. They're populists. They're not conservatives, and they have more in common with your kind of crazier libertarian people. Or it's like people that think they're libertarians, but because they don't really know what that actually entails. They just kind of believe in the ultimate, like, kind of personal liberty, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a lot of wacky people mixed in there. Let me tell you.
But it wasn't enough to stop them.
Hold on. This woman right here would not be fucking stopped. This woman, looks like a little pretty intense eyes there. But this old lady here, she will not be stopped, will not be deterred. Will not be.
The stairs is where we need to go. Do it. Let's do it. They're gonna hit you.
It's like some of these people are like kind of like, I don't think they even like really realize what they're doing. They're just kind of going with the momentum. Like this dude right here that was like, he's like looking around. He's like, doesn't really know. He's like, what are we doing? Look at him. He's like kind of not sure. Oh my God, it's my dad. No, I'm just joking. My dad's dead. There you go. So this is post them opening the doors. They cut out this part where it seemed like the police kind of just let him in. But then I think some people had climbed up here. So, for a video that's trying to show you kind of what it was like inside the mob, this is not that like revelatory or even shocking.
As the mob entered the building, police officers stood and watched. One woman was shot inside of the Capitol and died. And then police pushed everyone outside.
I heard a really loud bang. We all thought it was like a flashbang or something like that, but a girl got shot. You can see the blood. That is her blood around that corner.
At least 5 people died, including a police officer.
Where are where are all the calls from the alternative press calling, talking about this brave comrade who got murked inside the Capitol? Where are they? I guarantee you, dude, if somebody produced this video about Black Lives Matter people, and I'm saying this without thinking this is actually that crazy or extreme, it would be fucking taken off this platform. It would totally be taken off.
Even after all of the violence and death, some Trump supporters stood proud of what they did.
This is America, and we're all here to fight for our freedom. It is not their America. It is our America.
Yeah, I was the first person in, Mambo. I was like a first.
What the... Watch Trump supporters storm the Capitol? I don't know. I gotta go, actually. Unfortunately, I think that's gonna be a stream. I'm sorry I didn't get to that, the Kriegler video, Maverick. But, yeah, it's gonna be a stream for today. Unfortunately, I gotta go. Got stuff to do. Go hang out with the wife. It's not often we actually get a night to ourselves without our kids, so sorry, Maverick. Well, I'll be back again Monday, maybe tomorrow morning. I might hop on tomorrow morning for a couple hours. I might have a little bit of time in between. But everybody be good. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for chatting, Maverick. Thanks for chatting, Prophet. Thanks for even Big Paul. He was here earlier. He comes in and out, though. He's out there smoking a cigarette, and he just watches it for 30 seconds and shuts it off. Drops his comment bomb, walks away. What a son of a bitch. But yeah, I think maybe tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to have actually a little bit more time to myself before my kid comes home. So maybe we'll do that. Kind of continue. Do part 2 of this. Continue on this journey. Who knows? Who knows what was going to happen today? What's going to happen tonight? Who knows what we'll have to talk about tomorrow? Oh my God. All right, everybody. You be good. Be safe out there. True believers, trust the plan.